Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Dreamers Game 1, where we are playing Yomi. This is turn... Tap and void. This is turn 75. Let's jump into things. So, to kick things off, we have completed Alteration 7. So, boom. Got that up on the list. On our way up to Alt 9. So that is pretty good for us. We had 2 manifestations this turn. Let's see how they went for us. Aha! Okay. So, we are targeting a Bishop of the Sacred Shroud. This is their... I think these are cap only. Healers, H2s. They have a H3 variant. I don't know how expensive these are, but we can check afterwards. It's blessed and immediately popped. So that's a win for us. And then we have another one we are targeting. Ooh. Okay, so this is an Ambassador Mage. This is actually one of the heroes added by the Worthy Heroes mod to Urmor. This is a multi-hero. And I think this is actually a really good version of a multi-hero, and it has a skull staff on it. Yeah, so, okay, these multi-heroes come in... They come in at Water 1, Death 3, Nature 1, and then they have 100% random for Water, Astral, Death, or Nature. So this guy was a Death random multi-hero that Urmor got and then put a Skull Staff on. And Urmor does not naturally have a lot of a lot of death. Actually... I lied. They have Augur Elders that can go up to Death 3, Death 4 if you get really, really lucky. That being said, this is a pretty nice mage for Urmor. Urmor doesn't really have access to a lot of water, doesn't really have access to a lot of nature, so this multi-hero is actually pretty cool for them. And it's got a Skull Staff, so that's also 10 gems. So let's see if we are successful. Raise skeletons. And what? Okay, we kill a skeleton. You're targeting the wrong people there, Ashen Angel. Oh! Yeah, he got scared. He ran. Kind of interesting that he ran, because this guy doesn't... Oh, he does have fear. Yeah, never mind. Totally just feared him. And the angel's like, alright, deuces, I'm out. Flies and kills him. It's like, no, you're not getting away. Cool. Alright, so that's a nice pickup. Alright, so manifestations, 2 wins, 0 losses versus Urmor. Very nice. Very happy with that. We've got a bit of sight searching, augury, nothing, auspex, nothing, probing, nothing, another auspex, nothing, another augury, nothing, another auspex, nothing. Oof. Gnome lore, nothing. Dark knowledge, nothing. Voice of Apsu, nothing. So a lot of these are site searching, either the extreme peripheries of our territory or the Hinami's territory, which is unlikely that we're going to find anything there. But I am obsessive compulsive, so we're going to do what we're going to do. And we also captured 6 blood slaves this turn. The blood economy begins. Yeah, it's gonna take us a while to get anywhere. No worries, that's fine. Okay, so let's talk about battles. We have quite a few battles to go through. We're just gonna watch them in turn. We get counter-rated in Belmar. What do we got here? Very simple set of principes. Short swords, javelins. The javelins are pretty nice. High defense skull. These guys are pretty cool. They're not going to stand up to almost anything that we throw at them, though. We've got a Flamen, an Augur, and an Enchantress. The Enchantress has a nature gem. I wonder if that's for, like, Swarmcast or something. This is strange, right? Okay, a lot of body ethereal. Summon sprites. Okay, so, a lot of body ethereal, or a bit of body ethereal coming out. The whole goal here, it looks like, is to try to get lucky with some elf shots, and then fatigue out a Dione or something like that, and then while the Dione is fatigued, maybe the Principe Principe. Principes. I keep saying Principe as in like Principe from like Pillars of Eternity 2, right? Like the Principe. That is not what these are. These are Princeps or Principes. I think they're Princeps actually. So. Oh shit, there actually is a Dione here. I didn't realize there was a Dione here. So, we might actually get bounced here. Let's see what happens. So, Ainu is not really going to have any difficulty against these guys. What's going to potentially happen, though, is these elf shots are going to come in. Alright. No hits so far. Ainu only has the Flesh Eater, though, so he's not killing quickly. The Scudato Volturnus is helping. Oh, we've been hit. We've been enraged. Now we're back to nothing. Interesting. Yeah, they basically route. This was pretty simple. Okay. So I'm not sure what was going on. So like the Enchantress there I understand, right? Like I'm not sure what was happening with the other casters here. Right? The augurs, there weren't enough augurs to really body ethereal the Principes. That was never gonna like be a thing. You got like 5 or 6 squares of them throughout that. The Enchantress summoning the sprites, I do get, right? Like the concept of trying to fatigue out a Dione. It just didn't work. But even once you fatigued out the Dione, I don't know. There wasn't anything here to kill it. Right? Like, sure, fatiguing it out and harassing it down is gonna make you. But it's not. I don't think. I think if you're going to do something like this, you need to bring in a mage that actually has a little bit of firepower, or, like, I mean, I guess this Flamen was a fire too, right? Like, if it had fire boosted up and then was on, like, approach and cast spells, and then it was doing, like, close range. What are some of the close range, fire spells? I don't remember. There's a couple of, like, really strong ones. Not Fire Blast. Not Flare. Is it not in here? Is it like Combustion or something like that? Combustion. No. Immolation. Is it Immolation is what I'm thinking of? I don't think it's Immolation. Incinerate. That's what I'm thinking of. So yeah, Incinerate would be like a really good, because it's armor negating, high fire damage, so unlikely to get resisted by general fire resistance, you know, but it's short range, so, but, I mean, Incinerate, again, yeah, it's only fire 3. You totally could have had that fire 2 mage do, you know, Phoenix Power and then approach and cast spells, and that actually would have done, and it, like, this is just, I don't see how this was going to work, regardless, right? Like, if this ran into a Dione, there was no way that this was going to accomplish anything. The Enchantress with the sprites was a good idea, absolutely. It didn't work in this particular case, but it could have. The Dione could have gotten hit by some of those arrows and then fatigued out. And once the Dione was fatigued out, like, as simple as having, like, I don't know, this Centurion or something else, like a Bane, right? Anything that has something hard hitting a great sword of sharpness or something like that to then chop up the Dione, that could actually have worked. Or having again a fire mage or something like that in there to do incinerates or something, that could absolutely have worked. But this the way it was scripted, the way it was set up, these augurs were never going to body ethereal enough things, and a Dione typically has a magic weapon anyway, so what would that matter, right? The enchantress didn't work with the sprites, and there was no way to kill the Dione. So I'm not sure what the plan was in Belmar. Sorry, I kind of waxed poetically on that particular one. We get to witness a battle between Helheim and Lanka. Okay, so Helheim's got a pack of wolves over here. And Lanka... Ooh, Lanka has a Danava, Destroyer of Worlds. Oh my god, this thing is fucking terrifying. Lightning Spear, Frostbrand, Firebrand, Vine Shield, Iron Face for very high protection, Rainbow Armor, which is very nice for the additional magic resistance and reinvigoration. Boots of the Messenger, more reinvigoration. Sitting at base reinvigoration 6, which is pretty nice. Ring Regeneration. So it's going to bless itself. Magic attack skill 7. God damn. But I think that's probably an attack skill plus 4. And then like a 2 and 2. And then the attack skill plus 3 from the Fire Throne, I think. Magic weapons, poison resist, undying, HP 2, strength 4, blood surge. This thing is so fucking killy. So killy. My god. What else is it gonna throw up? It's actually only air 1, blood 1, so it doesn't really have that much that it can throw up. Protection from lightning. Pretty interesting. Shock 10 now. Okay. Air shield. Okay. Mirror image is fine. Sure. Lights. Oh god, just entire squares deleted. Danavas are terrifying. That's some like really, I mean, that's late game blood summons from Lanka though. That's like, that's the we're at the end of the game. These are the big things that Lanka can do, right? Like the Navas are, yeah, blood 8. Blood 8 needs a blood 5 caster, costs 75 blood slaves. Ooh, hold up. What? No way that is the way that it works, right? That's insane. Those are... Oh, are they not naturally... Are they just units? Oh, they are just units. Okay, so you actually get 3 Danavas. You get 3 of these guys for 75 gems, but they're not commanders. They're just units. They're incredibly powerful units, but they're just units. You have to then, like, gift of knowledge, gift of reason, or whatever the astral version is, to turn them into commanders. That's really interesting. Or at least that is what I'm assuming by what I'm seeing in mod inspect. Yeah. Alright, anyways, that's very cool. That is a crazy cool unit right there. So, deletes those Jotun Wolves. We've taken Dershid. We get to see Ubar attack Helheim and Florian. Have a little... okay, so another one of the lifelong protection, Ring of Returning options up against just PD, so no big deal. It's basically just a matter of does this Shaitan get hit and returned, or does he succeed? Looks like he succeeds. Cool. So wins there. We hit Jankeep and there's nothing there. We attack in Color Megor. Let's see what this is. All right, so this is our way overkitted Onishugo. And we are up against... We're up against Barbarians. That's actually really bad. So Barbarians are definitely able to get through Kintoshi's protection. So Iron Will, Temper Flesh, Iron Skin. Iron Skin pushes up to 32 protection. We do have Temper Flesh. The thing is Barbarians hit hard enough that it doesn't matter. The question is going to be, can Kintoshi kill enough barbs to rout them before he starts to get bludgeoned down? Okay, got a bunch there. See, we're immediately taking hits. 5, 2, we're regenerating a little bit. Okay, we're killing well, doing okay. Nope, we're out. So we weren't actually that close to dying, but it's just taking those hits repeatedly gives the situation of you have to potentially take morale checks. So we make it out. Looks like we make it off the field, and we successfully retreat to Pannonia. So that's kind of unfortunate to immediately run into Barbarians, and also kind of unfortunate that, we throw all that gear onto an Onishugo and he immediately fails. Fails the first test, but it is what it is. We get attacked in Erd by... Ooh. Oh, no, I hate this. Fucking Blinkbane. Okay, so really this is just a bottle of living water. And the blink just means that we can't snipe the guy easily. And it's expected that the bottle of living water is going to... Ooh. Holy Pyre. He's set to cast spells because he has the fucking Flambeau. Wow. That is actually... That's kind of neat. Okay. The Flambeau gives him a 40 range Holy Pyre spell that does 3 times damage versus demons, which is us, and it's AoE. And it is going to be very hard to drop this guy because he has pretty high natural protection and hit points. Plus, the auto blink is going to move him around constantly. Storm Spool is just nice to kind of flesh out resistances, and then the Bottle of Living Water is an elemental. That's an interesting kit. It's an expensive kit, right? But that's an interesting kit against a Yomi or a Lanka, right? I'm keeping this in mind because Lanka, etc., right? Flambeaus, I hardly ever think of them for the Holy Pyre, right? But that is very interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, and then we attack in Silver Wall. So this was the big thing for this turn is what happens in Silver Wall. We sent in Hizashi with, basically a stall, don't die and stall kind of kit. Let's see what we are up against. We immediately have Wailing Winds up. We know that's from the Horror Harmonica Golem, right? Bell of Cleansing. Interesting. Destroy any demons there? Wow. Holy shit. What do we got? We've got a bunch of Roman-esque troops. We got a fair amount of Vine Ogres. I wonder, so this is not very many Vine Ogres. I wonder if he moved out his Vine Ogres or if he just had some, obfuscating items. The items that make it, seem as if you have more of a particular type of unit in your provinces. Increased army-sized items, those types of things. That would be pretty interesting. He's got a fair little amount of Equites here, but again, I'm not super concerned about them. They don't have a very killy bless, so they're not really going to be able to do that much. But he's got a shit ton of mages here. He's got several fucking augurs, several augur elders, it looks like. Anything else here, really? Not really. But I mean, that's plenty. Aside from this fucking Ivy King here, so big nature options. Obviously going into communion. Let's see how it goes. We know what we're doing, so we're not going to worry about us. We're going to worry about what Ermor is doing. Communioning up. Get Twist Fate. Get a Divine Blessing. We get a Mass Regeneration out. We get a Rain out. From who? Oh, some of these Flamen are water randoms, and he's got boosters here. That's pretty cool. Okay. That's pretty neat. I like that. Rain out. Just in case I was coming in with something like, you know, Firestorm or something. You know, that makes sense. Cool. And that's going to be the thing. We saw at least one of them fire off. Enslaved Mines! All of the Enslaved Mines. All of the Horde of Skeleton Spam and all of the Enslaved Mines. We got some Creeping Doom coming out, it looks like. Okay. So we're not dead yet. We have put up Iron Will. We have 25 magic resistance. Let's check the Communion real quick. How much does he have going on here? He has a... Check a master. 22 Communion Slaves. That is a 4-point... Ooh, that's a big boost. And he's got most of these Augur Elders twice-born. That's really, really good. We've got a bunch of Soul Slays and Enslaved Minds coming out. So, here is the question. Is he going to get lucky? I say lucky. Actually, I don't think he's going to have to be very lucky to beat 25 MR. The path boosts from Communions do not give you penetration bonuses, but he's got penetration. He's got Rune Smashers, right? This is either a Soul Slayed or an Enslaved Dione. So let's see if that is what happens. Just continuous Horde of Skeletons, Enslaved Mine. We got some Fire Elementals coming out. That's pretty interesting. We have been poisoned slightly. So we do have some poison resistance based in our Diones, but we are taking a little bit of poison. Doesn't look like we're really taking anything else. You can see we very rarely get hit, and when we do, it is very low damage. Fire elementals are not going to be a problem for us at all with this particular build, because we have fire resistance, plus we have dragon helmets, right? So that's all good. A little bit of a hit there. Nothing doing. So this is kind of what I had expected, right? I don't think there is anything in this army that can actually hurt Hisashi. I say that, but a water elemental can, right? Like, we have one water elemental in here. That water elemental is the only thing that can really deal some damage. And if it does come in behind, then that's a problem, right? If it comes in behind and we're not focused on... we got enslaved. Okay. That's not bad. That is... I mean, it sucks to lose a Dione, but... that is okay. That is okay. That's okay. All right. That was we watched a lot of battles there. We actually didn't watch a lot of battles. We just watched several battles in depth. So for actual kind of score this turn, battles versus Ermor, we had 3 wins and 3 losses. So jot that down real quick. But we gained a lot of information there. So now it's going to be on us to kind of figure out what we do with that information. Unexpected events. We had an event in Ulm. We got 5 nature gems. In Mireni, there is some people preaching against us. That's not great. And then in Hinnom, we got 5 air gems. So events this turn, air +5 and nature +5. That's good. Always happy for the additional gem income, which is honestly like the biggest thing about having luck. Okay, a couple things that we are doing this turn. picking up some Bakemonos, continuing to move people around for blood hunting situations, continuing to shuffle people into Shambolic. Alright, movements in Ermor. We are going to continue to raid, consolidating an Erd with Akasada and Kintoshi. We are going to be attacking into Colormegor with our Liches, because they can take the Barbarians without any issue. And then we're moving Ainu all the way over to Brightwoods. We'll talk about that more here in just a second. We are just holding on Silver Walls. We're not doing anything else. And we need to talk about the Ether Warriors in the room. So I've had a little bit of discussion with Relay, and I think I got warned about this, about them coming back on land. Apparently, Ermor has some armies of Ether Warriors and Juggernauts. I don't know. Is Juggernaut's not a thing that anyone can do, right? Yeah, it is. So this Juggernaut construction, so level 9, right? Ermor apparently has some Juggernauts that are trolling around. I'm sure we will see them in the future. This is dangerous. This is really bad, and we're going to start seeing this become an issue. These Ether Warriors absolutely can chop up a Dione or an Oni Shugo. So this is going to be an issue. Trying to figure out how we take care of these Ether Warriors is absolutely going to be a big, big, big issue. But that is going to be an issue for another turn, not this turn. We're mostly going to try to avoid them. There is the potential that we get hit with them here in Colormegor with these Liches. But that is actually one of the matchups that I am more okay with. I would rather they go up against my Liches than up against my Dione. At least, like, unless the Dione are casting, right? So Dione trying to man fight the Ether Warriors is a bad thing. Casting against the Ether Warriors is probably a pretty good thing. I don't think 2 Liches is enough to take 30 Ether Warriors, but 5 or 6 Liches is potentially enough to flood the field with so much chaff that the Ether Warriors actually die. So Ether Warriors do hit very hard, and they are naturally ethereal, but if they're not receiving big battlefield buffs, they will get chipped down just like anything else, right? And I doubt Ermor is walking them around with a nature mage that's, regenning them every single fight. So this is handleable for now. But if Ermor has more of these, ooh, that's a problem. We're gonna have a problem. We're gonna talk about the next thing though. This is the big thing. This is Ainu coming over here to Brightwoods. Ainu we have had for a long time in the Hall of Fame. Ainu has Iron Will. Ainu already, just with an Amulet of Anti-Magic, has 27 magic resistance. We are going to forge Ainu some additional magic resistance gear, namely a lead shield. And we're going to throw Ainu into Silver Walls in 2 turns, right? So hit Brightwoods, then move to Silver Wall, then attack into Silver Wall, right? Because if Ermor doesn't change anything about what they were doing, they had no one on advance and cast spells, right? No one was moving forward to try to... It was just flood the chaff in, right? And enslave mind, soul slay. You are not going to enslave mind, soul slay a 35 MR Dione, because that's what we'll be sitting at when we put a lead shield, minimum of a lead shield and Iron Will on Ainu. And I think if we do that, if we launch ourselves into Silver Wall with Ainu and Ermor doesn't change anything, everything in there is going to die, right? Everything in there is going to turn time, route, and it's over. The only caveat being, right, is that water elemental, right? But it looked like there was only one, and one water elemental absolutely could kill a Dione if it's in the right position, right? And the Dione's not attacking it. So, that is the one kind of like, chink in the armor type situation. Or, and this is what really should happen, Ermor needs to have some of those elders on advance and cast spells. If some of those elders were on advance and cast spells, and they were able to get into range to cast some offensive evocations, then that would toast a Dione that's going to try to do this. But that's not what I saw, so we're going to see if Ermor changes the script up or gets this whole fucking fort killed. So that is going to be the plan. We've got a lot of other stuff going on. I'm going to gloss through this because this episode's already going pretty long. For buildings, we are building a lab, and we're building it in White Forest just to make our blood hunting smoother, which is super greedy, right? But I don't want to cart blood slaves around on scouts or on other units or anything like that. So we're just gonna drop a lab here and go from there. Rituals, we have a lot of rituals this turn. We have 2 auguries, 1 auspex, 1 voice of Apsu, 1 gnome lore, 1 arcane probing, 1 dark knowledge, 1 haruspex. I say a lot of rituals this turn, but actually we don't. We have very few rituals this turn. They are all just site searching and 9 corpse constructs. So nothing really unique this turn. We don't have enough gems to be doing a Lichcraft. We don't have enough gems to be doing anything like... Oh, like we're not even doing manifestations this turn. That's a good point, right? Like we're not doing shit this turn that's unique. So no vampires, no liches, no manifestations, none of that stuff. So this is just my OCD site searching and corpse constructs, which, God, I really need to stop doing the corpse constructs because that is honestly probably a pretty big waste of our air income. Oof. And then we are doing a fair amount of forging. We are doing 1 bloodstone, 1 skull staff, 1 starshine skull cap. Yeah. We are doing 2 lead shields. We are doing 1 firebrand, 1 armor of knights, and 1 boots of the messenger. So just building out some gear on one hand. The lead shields are specifically 1. We're not going to use 2 lead shields, but I wanted to have another lead shield on hand, just in case I was going to do something with that. And then the Bloodstone Skull Staff and Starshine Skull Cap are for various issues. So the Bloodstone, I say various issues. Bloodstone and the Starshine Skull Cap are specifically for boosting up Kathleen, right? So that's that. And then the Skull Staff is to put on our newest Lich, Uftrak, for manifestation spam. Research continues as it has been. It'll be another 3 turns before we hit Alt 8. And the world state remains mostly the same. Ubar and Lunka are whittling away at Helheim. Helheim and I have had some conversations, and it's basically this situation of like, I'm unfortunately, I'm kind of leading Helheim on of like, yeah, trying to finish up Ermor real quick and then gonna attack. And that is honestly my plan, is to try to finish Ermor as quickly as possible and then attack someone like Ubar, but I don't think it's gonna come in time to actually save Helheim. So that is a little bit of dishonesty from me, which I sad about. But that's the turn! I gotta run! Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.